Hi, my name's Imogen and I'm the founder of iMoves.
And my name's Gay and I'm the lead presenter with iMoves.
We are super passionate about helping teachers support mental health and wellbeing in their school. There are 3 areas of focus when it comes to mental health and wellbeing, and that's physical, emotional and social, and they are the components of total wellness.
What we're going to look at today is growth mindset, mental resilience, confidence and mood management. So this next activity we call the grumpy jar, and it's a really great way to help the children to really manage their moods and to get out what's bothering them and put them aside and really deal with it in a sort of final way. So all we need for this is some kind of clear, see-through either jar or bottle or anything that the children can see through.
Anything with a lid.
Yeah. Pop in some water and maybe some kind of oil so that the things will float a little bit easier and not sink to the bottom straight away. And then there's a couple of ways of doing this bit is that the children can have some glitter or some sand in their hand, and this becomes a visual representation of whatever's in their head that is really making them grumpy or making them sad. And they tell the sand or the glitter what's their problem and then put it into the jar. The other way of doing this is if you think the children might end up losing the water, spraying it around, throwing it around a little bit, then it could already be in there with the lid on and sealed with some sellotape or some glue, and they just tell the jar what their problem is. So depending on what level the children are at, you might have to just change that up slightly. So once they've got their glitter or sand or whatever it is, their grumpy thoughts and feelings into the jar, they then shake the jar and set it aside. And then this jar is going to be going mad. They'll be swirling around and they can see that this is what's happening in their brain. Their thoughts, their feelings are all swirling around and really causing chaos in their head and in the jar, and they can really see that. It's a really great way to represent it. And then we give them some really lovely breathing techniques to do. And you can have the breathing techniques on the wall next to the jar so that they can follow that. You can talk them through it if you need to beforehand so that you understand this breathing. And once they've done their breathing techniques, they can then look to the jar again and they can see that it's starting to settle, and their brain will have started to settle too. Their thoughts, their feelings will all be settling down. And if they still feel a little bit anxious or a little bit upset, they can do it again. They can do the shake, they can do the breathing again until they feel ready to then rejoin the group again. And it's just an absolutely lovely way to get whatever's bothering them out of their head and where they feel it's now somewhere else and it's gone from them and they don't have to worry about it anymore. It's a really lovely way to do it.
I also know that once you've set up this activity and the children are used to it, the grumpy jar can be in the corner of the room. And this is a really nice way for a teacher to kind of monitor what's going on in the classroom in a morning, because they might find that little Jack might be running along to the grumpy jar straight away every morning and having a good old chat to the grumpy jar, and thinking, actually, we might need to take Jack to one side and see what's going on there. So it's a really nice visual way to see, who's happy, who needs a bit more of a chat or just some advice on something. It's just a really nice way to help the kids to manage their own emotions, but for you as a teacher to monitor what's going on in the classroom. I love the grumpy jar, it's fantastic.
There's also an idea where there is a grumpy table, if you like, where the grumpy jar is set at a table maybe off to one side. And if children aren't working well as a group, or if they're a little bit anxious in their group, they can take themselves off and work on the grumpy table, and they can get the jar going, work there a little bit until they feel ready to take themselves back into the main group. And that can be often a nice way. And again, you'll be able to see that and see, okay, we need to have maybe some intervention here and find out why that child can't work at that table. But it's just a really nice way for them to be able to let those feelings out and get them out of their own head and hopefully managed and dealt with.
Should we have a look at some breathing techniques then?
Let's do it.
Okay.
So here's some really nice shape breathing techniques. So the first one is a triangle, and we just get our finger and we're going to draw around the triangle, but we're going to use our breath as we go. So we breathe in as we go up, hold your breath as you go down, and breathe out as you go along.
How long would you breathe in for and breathe out for? 3 seconds-ish?
Yeah.
So breathing in.
Should we have a go?
Yeah, so breathing in,
hold, and breathe out. So it's nice, slow, controlled breathing.
Yeah.
It's that kind of slow thought process is really going to help to settle the brain.
It is, because that's all they'll be focused on. Another one I like to use is star or hand breathing.
Yeah.
So you'll breathe in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And this is something they can focus on visually. They can see it. I love this one. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and then breathing out. And you can even do it on the other hand as well. That's a really nice one I like to use. There's one more though, there's a square as well.
Yeah, the square. So the square is slightly different. Starting at the top corner, breathing in as you go along, hold the breath as you go down, breathe out along the bottom, and hold the breath as you come back up. So that is a much slower process. So if you're finding that they really need to focus and calm down, the square is a really good one for that.
Absolutely. So shape breathing, and that can be used with the grumpy jar and also other areas that you might feel that they just need to take a step back and just have a moment just to reset. Absolutely. So shape breathing is wonderful. This one is an alternative to the grumpy jar, and I really like this. It's the worry monster or the worry box. And this is where you'll just literally get an old box, shoe box, decorate it as a monster. And the kids can do this. They can have their own worry box, or they can have a class worry box. And it's literally, they'll have a little slot in the top where they'll write their worry on, and then they'll pop it in the worry monster and then give no thought to it, hopefully for the rest of the day. And then as a teacher, you can see again what's going on in the room, and that's just a really nice way to again monitor who's putting their worries in that box. You have them for staff as well. Have a staff worry box. Well, this is a really nice way, particularly for the little ones, isn't it, who feel not as able to kind of speak up for themselves and go, oh, this is really worrying me and I'm going to go and shake my jar and stuff. This is just a really nice way to write down what they're thinking and pop it to one side. So the worry monster also.
I think as a teacher though, you need to make sure that you are checking this regularly to make sure that the worries that are in there aren't too worrying, if we say, because some of them might be something really sort of, oh, I don't like my lunchbox today, or, you know, something like that that is a valid
just for that
worry
day
for their child, but is really easily fixed for them. Some might be a little bit more worrying than that and may need your help.
An intervention.
So I think if you're going to do this, setting it up at the beginning of when you start it is really important, that the children know that you will be looking at those worries. And if they feel that they want the worry monster to tell you about it, they could even write their name on it to say, you know, worry monster, tell them it's me, and they know the teacher will come and help them. A lot of time with their handwriting, the teacher will know who it is anyway, but it just might need that next step of a little chat, or sometimes even more, which is really sad, but sometimes this is the only way that that child would have of communicating that
and
they felt
out.
safe with. Yeah,
absolutely. So the worry monster, the grumpy jar, really, really lovely ideas and cost absolutely nothing. So set one of them up or both of them up in your classroom if you haven't done already. So here's one of our active blasts. Please have a go at this. It's absolutely lovely, and it really helps children to not only kind of calm themselves down using their breathing, being really physically aware of what their body's doing, and it just helps to refocus them as well and re-energise them as well. So have a go at this and just see how wonderful just 2-minute blast can be. Off you go.
Okay everyone, sit forwards with your bottom towards the front of your chair. Place your feet firmly on the ground and sit up really tall, shoulders down, neck nice and long like a giraffe. And I'd like you to take some big deep breaths for me, filling up full of air and then letting it all out again. Let's go again. Breathe in, big deep breath in and out. Let's do 2 more. Really breathe in deeply and out. One more time. Breathe in and out. Fantastic. This time, let your head relax down, looking towards the floor. Let your fingertips creep down the front of your legs and go as far as you can to the floor. And then walk back up. Sitting tall again, neck like a giraffe, shoulders down. Let's go again. Have a look down at the floor. Creep those fingers down. And walk back up, creeping those fingers back up. Can we do 2 more? Let's go. Looking down at the floor, creeping those fingers down. And back up. Let's do one last one. Make this a really good one. Looking down at the floor, walking down. And coming back up. Sitting tall again. Think, have I grown now? Am I bigger? Shoulders are down, long neck like a giraffe. Bring up your hands so that your fingertips are touching just under your chin. And then we're going to twist around to one side, keeping your bottom and your legs really still. And back to the middle. And the other way. And back to the middle. This time when you twist, I want you to take a big deep breath in for me. And breathe out as you come back to the middle. Let's go the other way. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more to each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. And last time.
So I hope you had a go at that, because you'll be able to feel those benefits that have just happened. It would have made you calmer, refocused, cleared those pathways of brain fog.
Yeah, more awake.
And just feeling a little bit more relaxed, so your muscles might feel a little less tense, and you'll just feel like, I've had a little wriggle around.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need that, and you don't need to be jumping around all over the place. Sometimes this kind of activity can work just as well. So let's look at building confidence as a part of emotional wellness. And we've talked about being really, really active, and how activity can really improve a child's well-being and mental health and well-being. But then there's also the other side of the spectrum where we need to really calm them down, and we use meditation and visualization for this. And we've got a lovely little program, an audio program, which sets out various different scenarios that takes the child on a journey, and it improves their confidence, maybe improves their emotional wellness in terms of anxiety and depression and how to deal with that. There'll be friendship ones that are based around how to build better friendships, and also resilience as well. So we look at all of that within the audio program, and it's lovely. And what I'd like to do now is just show you a little clip, a clip of that. So if you can, just pop your head down on your desk and just have 2 minutes of pure relaxation, and let's take you on a little journey. And this one's about building confidence. Off we go.
Welcome to this iMove session to help you relax. This is some time for you to relax your mind and your body. And you don't need to think about anything else other than listening to the sound of my voice. You may be aware of people and noises around you, but you don't need to bother about them now, unless it's really important for you to notice them. Just be aware of areas of your body that need to get more comfortable, and find a good place for you to be right now, knowing that you are safe and secure. Some people find it easier to let go with their eyes closed. Just do what's best for you. As you get settled, just let your mind drift, letting thoughts come and go. You don't need to hold on to any of them. I don't know which part of your body will become most relaxed first, but wherever it is, just become aware of how it feels and let that relaxation spread to the rest of your body as you start to daydream. I would like you to use your imagination to daydream about a garden, a large garden, the sort of garden you could play in for hours. This garden may have a slide and a swing, trees and flowers, maybe a trampoline, or it may just be a large area of grass, perfect for playing sports on.
So hopefully you'll be recovering from that now and can see how lovely it is to take the kids on a journey to help them feel safe in a space in their own heads, to build up these emotional wellness traits, if you like. And so here's a creative task that you can start to kind of do for yourself if you aren't using the audio based stuff, and you can just create your own little stories as well. So what you could do is, as a teacher, create a baseline of a story that could be used to help children to feel much more confident or more resilient or build better friendships, or whatever storyline you want to take. But the main thing is to include lots of sensory visuals so you can use them along the journey. So think about what they're going to see, what they're going to smell, what they could feel, how the wind feels, how hot the sun is, where they are. So any kind of journey, and obviously this needs to be appropriate for the age group, but you could, as a teacher, create any kind of storyline. But the important thing is to have lots of this sensory visuals going on, and that's the key, isn't it, really, to take them on this journey. And it doesn't need to be any more than 7 to 10 minutes of just complete relaxation, and then helping the kids to build up this little imaginary world, this safe space in their head that they can go to when they're feeling they need to be more confident, or they need to feel a bit more brave and resilient. And it's just a really nice way to get the kids going. And our audio program is set up for that, so that might give you some ideas and some inspiration as well. So the iMoves audio meditation program is lovely, and it just consists of lots of different 7 to 10 minutes scenarios that help children to build their mental resilience, their confidence, mood management and anxiety, and then build lovely friendships as well. So please have a look at that on the platform, because it's really well worth looking at, and it's such a lovely tool to use. So you'll have all your activity you can do, but then you've got on the other side, you've got your grumpy jar, you've got your meditation side of things, and it will just help to have a nice varied programme of activities that you can do with your children.
I know a school that is using this really successfully as part of their cool down after a PE lesson, and with some older children who needed this kind of outlet to really focus and calm down. They sort of at first were a little bit like, oh, it's not going to work, but they were the ones that needed it the most, and then they were the ones who really got into it and really got a lot out of it. So, even if it's children that you think, oh, they're not going to like this, or they're not going to get on board with, try it and see how it goes, because usually
they're the ones who really love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So guided meditation, try it.
So the next thing we're going to look at is resilience and growth mindset. And this can have a massive impact on the children's mental health and well-being. Just having that total positive outlook rather than a negative inward-looking mindset. We have introduced this little resource and video around the power of yet, which is, we've used it endlessly, haven't we, and had such amazing results with it. And the children love it. It brings energy and positivity into the room, and it really elevates the children.
And it also gets over the message of the power of yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
That if I can't do it in the beginning and I practice, then I'll improve and I'll get better, and then I'll be able to do it. But I have to put in, I can't do this yet. But I will if I
will be able to.
I'll be able to do it. And it's the message that is throughout the little movie, which is lovely. So should we have a look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Okay.
This doesn't work, I can't do it. I don't know, I don't get it. This doesn't make any sense. I'm really not good at this. I got the power of yes, I got the power of yes, I got the power of yes, I got the power of yes.
So I hope you enjoyed that. We love doing that. We have those in assemblies. We have those wherever we can. We fit
I
it in.
hope they joined in.
I hope they joined. Brilliant. But there's other kind of activities that you can do around that and kind of progress that power of yet idea. One is to write a poem about the power of yet. So that can be their own thoughts, their own feelings. Maybe they could dramatise that poem of something that's happened to them as a personal experience. So something that they've really not wanted to do.
Yeah.
They've tried it and felt that, oh, actually, I can do this. And I use the power of yet to be able to do that. So that might be an experience that they want to write down.
Yeah.
We could also create a power of yet poster. We've got some lovely resilience-based ones on iMoves, but you can print those off and stick them around your classroom. But then if the kids kind of come up with their own ideas and their own posters, they own it, don't they? So lots of different ways that you can start to build this message into their thought process and into their mindset, so they can start to think, actually, even if I do fail, it's okay.
Yeah.
It does not matter, because failure means that I will progress and be successful in the end. So the Power of Yet is a really good way to start that. And the Power of Yet movie is just an absolute winner. So the last pain point we'll talk about today, and that's when teachers say to us, oh, we haven't got time to prepare all our new mental health and wellbeing resources. Well, you don't have to, because iMoves can help you out there too. The pressures and environment that children face these days are having a huge effect on their mental health. Teachers that I speak to are saying that they are struggling to help their pupils cope with feelings of anxiety, distress and even depression. They feel they don't have the resources or skills to address their pupils' needs.
But there is a way to help your children cope with these feelings and provide them with the support they need to flourish. Our online resources on mental health and wellbeing have been designed to not only help children with their mental health, but to make it easier for you, the teacher, to deliver them.
The iMoves library covers all three aspects of mental health and well-being: physical well-being, social well-being, and emotional well-being. They include simple, powerful, practical, and easy to implement programs, including guided meditation, yoga, and Pilates. All with online, easy to follow lesson plans, music, videos, and worksheets, making it super easy for you and engaging for the children.
Our Free for Life account gives you access to a core selection of our resources.
You don't need a credit card, and there is absolutely no commitment.
And as a special welcome bonus, you'll also get 14 days complimentary access to our premium resources.
That way, you can decide if one of our great value premium membership plans is the right choice for you or your school. Add your details below to help start making a difference to your pupils' mental health and well-being.
So there was a little bit about the iMoves platform and how to use it. But today we've been focused on mental health and wellbeing and the three elements that pull together a child's total wellness, which includes physical health, emotional and social health. So we hope that that's been inspirational for you, taken away some stuff that you can use tomorrow or some way down the line. But we've really enjoyed just chatting to you about that today. And hopefully we'll see you next time. So take care now.
Bye.